in just a little more than a minute. You'll hear the DDO call out that 1 minute mark. And we'll be...
À tous de DDO, attention pour H0 moins 1 minute. Top H0 moins 1 minute.
We're into the final 60 seconds of this very ambitious Rosetta launch for Ariane Space and the European Space Agency. The final ignition sequence, you want to just brief you on that so you can be on the lookout for it. The main stage, the Vulcan 1 engine, will be ignited at H0. You'll hear the DDO call out to décollage, or allumage, sorry. The computers then, what happens is the computers will check out the pressure and the parameters for about 7 seconds. And they'll give the orders to ignite the boosters at plus 7 seconds, which is the point of no return, and then we will have liftoff. So we'll let you watch that. You'll hear the DDO.
Prêt pour le décompte final.
You'll hear the DDO call out the final 10 seconds. Enjoy the liftoff, everybody. We'll be back.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Décollage.
All systems go, says the DDO. You saw Ariane 5 came roaring off the pad rather swiftly, too. She takes off at a good clip. She rose about 12 seconds and rolled over for to get the final, the optimum trajectory going east, also for better radar reception. Lighting up the night sky over there. You see she's racing through the clouds now. On her way, sending Rosetta on her mission. The mass at liftoff, 750 tons. The core stage and the 2 boosters are burning now. Each booster, 238 tons of solid fuel. They will burn for 2 minutes, another 30 seconds roughly, burning 2 tons of fuel per second. You see all eyes that are watching the screens, very focused here in Jupiter Mission Control. The boosters also supply 90% of the thrust. They give a boost for Ariane to leave the atmosphere. Without the boosters, the core stage is not enough to get Ariane off the ground. They also support Ariane 5 when she is sitting on the pad. The boosters, very carefully built to be able to burn exactly symmetrically and give a parallel thrust for the launch vehicle. The EPC, the core stage, and the EAPs built by our friends at EADS, the Vulcan engine by SNECMA, and the EAP engines by Euro Propulsion. Coming up on...
Séparation des étages d'accélération à poudre.
As I was going to say, the DDO said it first, separation of the boosters, roughly looking like this. They're separated by these pyrotechnic cords, which push the boosters away from the core stage, which is still burning. The boosters will fall into the Atlantic, some 500 kilometers from the coast. They are never reused. They're rarely recovered, sometimes for analysis purposes, but not tonight. All systems are go, coming up on 3 minutes. Next up, you'll hear the DDO call out the jettison of the fairing. The fairing stands 13 meters tall and weighs 2 tons. It protects the payload from pollution, dangers, and heating up while it's awaiting liftoff on the ground.
Largage de la coiffe.
And there goes the separation of the fairing. Again, separation systems using the pyrotechnic cords, separating the 2 halves of the fairing, 2 tons that we don't need now. They protect the satellite from the elements in the atmosphere. The separation occurs roughly 100 kilometers up, about 1,000 kilometers out. As I say, when the satellites no longer need the protection of the fairing, the 100-kilometer mark altitude is a general agreement on the part of the international astronomical community to distinguish between sky and space.